All right. Welcome everyone to Tello and Friends show. This is a show by Tello and Friends for Tello and Friends. And today we have once again our very own Aaron.
Woo! Mukha lang akong nagko-call center pero hindi naman.
Oo. So ayun, nagbabalik tayo sa ating podcast. Medyo natagalan tayo hindi gumawa ng podcast, no? Naka
Oo
two
nga
weeks
eh.
na ata.
2 weeks ba?
Ayun.
Tagal ah.
Ayun. Tagalin. Sobrang na-busy eh.
Oo
Pero
nga.
yun, kasabay ng aking pagbabalik sa tinatawag natin itong Tello and Friends Show podcast. Si Aaron rin nagbalik. Nakita ko lang yung
Yes.
announcement recently.
Oo nga
Ah,
eh.
saan ka ba bumalik, Aaron? Kwento mo naman sa ating mga 2 or 3 audience.
Bumalik ako sa world ng Facebook. Woo! Grabe no? Parang napakalaking announcement.
Oo nga eh.
Parang si
Tama.
Bronny James sa Lakers.
Ay, nako. Ang
Kayo
kulit
na lang,
talaga.
kayo na lang mag-create ng conclusion kung ano yun. Pero unbelievable
Mm,
yun.
tama. That's true. Pero, ayun. So, ang pag-uusapan natin today, we'll try to keep this very concise, no?
Yeah.
Pero informative pa rin. Kasi marami tayong information na ma-share. Marami ba tayong information ma-share?
Marami tayong information ma-share. Mga
Mga,
chismis gusto niyo ba?
oo.
Pwede
Or,
rin.
mga infallible opinions natin.
Yan.
Tama. Sige. So, yung topic natin for today, Brother Aaron, is on
Yeah.
faith and social media.
Yun.
So, paano ba maging Kristiyano sa social media? Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. Pero
Yeah,
nag-prepare ako
that's a
dito
good
ng
one.
nag-prepare ako dito ng 3 questions na pag-uusapan natin.
Yeah.
So ikaw tatanungin kita, Brother Aaron, dito sa number 1
Mm.
question. Sinend ko na to sa iyo, so nababasa mo rin naman. Kasalanan
Yeah.
ba para sa mga Christians gumamit ng social media? Why or why not?
Yeah, that's lagi kong sinasabi sa youth camp. Kasi 'di ba sa youth camp may mga Q&A lagi. Lagi kong
Mm.
sabi ko sa kanya, lagi niyo sasabihin muna, "Thank you for that wonderful question." Yan. Dagdag sa points yun pag-judge. Hindi.
Tama.
Ayan. So, kasalanan ba para sa mga Christians gumamit ng social media? Why or why not? I think, ako answer ko is, no. No.
Mm.
Hindi
Yeah.
naman siya kasalanan kasi number one, that doesn't, wala naman nilagay sa scripture to say thou shall not be online ever.
Mm.
Wala naman sinabi na bawal mag-Facebook or Instagram or anything. Wala naman any conspiracy theory na would connect to that. But I think the main issue about social media kasi is how do we use that platform,
Mm.
whether on our personal accounts or ministry or church. It really depends on how will you use it. Like for example, postings mo, kung ano share mo, kung ano yung comments mo. I think yung pinaka-critical naman talaga are the comments
Yeah.
themselves eh. Kasi yung the way, yung mga posts kasi like Facebook for example, you can privatize it like friends mo lang pwedeng makita or friends of friends or friends accept. Pero kasi
Mm.
pag comments, especially if sa public platform kagaya ng media or church na medyo kilala, tapos meron tayong sinasabi, doon tayo talaga nagkakaroon ng problem. But
Yeah.
overall, generically, wala naman sinabing masama mag-social media ang Christians.
Yeah. That's true. And yung inisip ko rin, siguro ang i-connect ko rin dito sa question nga na ito.
Yeah.
One of the things na natutunan ko recently, I don't know how true it is, pero may like pag nakikinig ako sa mga theological space between
Yeah.
mga people mga Zoomer, mga Gen Z
Oo.
people, saka
Oo.
mga millennials is
Mm.
meron daw generational difference between yung dalawang groups.
Yeah, ito.
Ang sabi nila, ay ikaw ba bro, ano ka ba? Millennial ka ba or Gen Z?
Nakalimutan ko na eh, pero parang Gen Z, hindi, millennial, 1995 ako eh.
So millennial ka pa, no?
Parang
Okay.
parang mga the last breed
Oo.
ng
Last breed na
millennials
ng
ata.
millennial. Ayun. Sige. So, ayun. difference daw na in general terms lang 'to 'no, hindi naman 'to lahat. It doesn't,
Yeah.
apply to everyone na millennial saka everyone na Gen Z. Pero most millennials daw, para sa kanila, yung digital world,
Uh-huh.
yung internet, social media, online presence,
Yeah.
hindi siya real world. Parang laro-laro lang
Ah.
siya para sa mga millennial. They think na, yes, you can have online presence, pwede ka gumawa ng online accounts, pero that doesn't uh, mean na ano, now hindi, you're not gonna live your life anymore.
Yeah,
Dapat
yeah.
you still live your life yung real world. So kumbaga para sa atin, hindi real world yung digital world, kumbaga.
Mhm.
Pero ang
Mm.
Gen Z naman, sila, they have this sense nga na sobrang real nung buhay nila online.
Mhm.
Na they build friendships online, they have parang yung intellectual formation nila, spiritual formation
Yeah.
nila nangyayari online. So para sa kanila, they have more appreciation of yung um, yung real effects ng pagiging online. Which
Hmm.
I don't think it answers yung question na whether or not it's sin. Pero I
Mhm.
think siguro sa akin personally, being a millennial, yun yung automatic na iisipin ko na
Yeah, yeah.
yes, meron tayong social media, pero ipa-prioritize ko pa rin yung totoong life ko in the real world. Hindi ko magiging priority tong ah, or parang pagdating dito sa online, hindi siya as serious as I am
Yeah.
pag on-site na, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So, what
I
are
think
your thoughts about that, bro?
I think that's a good research or observation that we can see on how generations can interpret or kung paano na ginagamit ng social media in their own turf. Uh, I think mas lalong naging real kung if you're gonna use it yung demographics natin as millennials and Gen Z. Mas naging real to millennials yung social media nung pandemic. I think
Mm.
it became more real to them kasi wala tayong choice
Yeah.
but to show up online.
Mm.
Kaya doon nagkaroon ng friendships. Kumbaga parang all of the generations from millennials before were forced to jump to the world ng Gen Z.
Mm.
Kasi because of yun nga, the current situation, the COVID, ganyan, tapos accessibility online. Kasi no
Mm.
ba nagkaroon ng pandemic, naging nag-boom yung Zoom and all the likes. Pero prior to that, 2012-13, they already existed ata eh. So
Mm.
meron na nasa start eh. But hindi pa natin siya pinapansin, which is yun nga, yung the thing that you said earlier na we don't take it much seriously kasi nga we wanted to be more physical on how we do things. Visual, physical na talagang you meet them.
Yeah.
And I think tama na, talagang naka-affect din yung actually spiritual formation, ganun.
Mm.
Parang whatever they do on social media, it's real to them. Like for example, I think yung mga nagvo-vlog, mga
Mm.
vloggers, makikita mo kung sino yung Gen Z millennial. Kasi
Yeah.
pag yung nga, yung millennial, it doesn't real to them, parang parang ano yun eh, alter ego nila of
Oo.
themselves.
Mm.
I think, siguro recently nanonood kasi ako ng UFC
Mm.
and most of the fighters, they would portray themselves as this tough person.
Mm.
Pero when you look at them in their real life, quote unquote, they're not like that. Parang they want to show off that they're strong, they're combatant sila, competitive sila. And I think ganun yung nangyari nga. As compared to Gen Z na vloggers or fighters or whatever, like kay Jake Paul, like mga ganun,
Mm.
na parang for them, it's real to them, it's very personal. Na if hindi nila magawa tong specific amount or specific goal in social media, they would become frantic, nagpapanik, or worse, suicidal. Kasi nga, that's how they interpret social media. Na parang yun yung identity nila at the end of the day. If walang Facebook, they would not cease to exist. Ganon. So parang, I think that's a
Mm.
good way to start conversation about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And siguro for me as a pastor, kasi
Mhm.
parang yung time natin ngayon,
Yeah.
the people who are leading the churches na ngayon, of course
Mhm.
marami pa rin
Mhm.
yung mga Gen X, marami pa rin yung mga Gen Y,
Oo.
mga millennial, marami pa rin yung
Yeah.
mga boomer, no? Pero
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, yung millennials are, parang we're the ones na parang nagli-lead na nung next
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
generation. So in a way,
Mhm.
this philosophy, itong mindset natin of how we understand yung online world, it's gonna influence how we're teaching yung next generation. And
Yeah.
kaya for me, it's important. Lalo na, I think mas important siya sa atin, sa context natin. Kasi sino ba yung nagdo-dominate nung, at least for me, in what I see,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Ang nagdo-dominate ng social media, ng online world is the West. Lalo na when
Yeah.
we're talking about theology, spiritual
Yeah, yeah.
formation, lalo na in our camp na yung mga mas reformed, gospel-centered, theologically sound na camp nga in the evangelical circles. Most ng mga influential people who are teaching the way we form yung theology, yung mga convictions natin, nanggagaling sa West.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
if that's the case, then yung nagdi-disciple sa atin personally, and also dun sa mga younger people na nasa church natin, is majority mga Westerners.
Yeah.
So, nothing against yung West, no? Like, more power to them kung if they're doing it right, tama yung tinuturo nila, biblical, theologically sound, and everything. Pero, tayong mga Pilipino, tayo yung nandito. We're the ones who
Yeah, yeah.
know and understand ano yung mga day-to-day struggles ng mga tao. And
Yeah.
if parang yung discipleship nga na nangyayari for these young people is uh, mostly influenced by ideas that are developed and formed in the West, in
Mhm.
the US, then nasan tayo, 'di ba? Like,
Yeah,
paano
yeah, yeah,
yung
yeah.
discipleship na formation na magagawa natin? In a way, parang for
Yeah.
me, that's why inisip ko, hindi pwedeng we just say na, like yung tendency ko as a millennial is to think na parang I need to focus on the real world. Itong
Mhm,
online
mhm.
world, hindi siya as
Yeah,
important
yeah,
as yung ministry na ginagawa ko day to
yeah.
day sa church, sa mga students, right? Pero I have to understand din na yung calling sa atin ni Lord is to be in the world but not of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Yun yung sinabi ni Christ, no? So, kailangan nasa world pa rin tayo. Of course, we're not gonna be swayed by yung
The world,
ways
yeah.
ng world. Pero, nandun tayo sa world, being an influence of change, being salt and light to the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think a lot of formation is happening talaga dito eh. Like, itong online space natin na ito eh. Any
Yeah.
thoughts, bro?
Yeah, the way you said yung not of the world, not to be part of the world, but to be in that part of the world.
Mm.
Uh, I think it's in scripture, 'di ba? Like
Mm.
sa Old Testament, like yung mga stories ng Israelites being conquered by a specific country. Na napapasok sa mind ko is
Mm.
the Babylon regime, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Na sa
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Na parang the Lord didn't tell them, oh, get out of there, but to flourish pa nga all the more.
Yeah.
Uh, Even in the New Testament, 'di ba? Like si Paul,
Mm.
his letters, hindi naman niya sinabi, oh, nape-persecute na kayo, umalis kayo diyan kasi I'm going to preach Thessalonians on Sunday. Hindi naman niya sinabi na, oh, you're
Mm.
suffering for God, di lumabas na kayo diyan. Hindi eh.
Mm.
But to stay there and to fulfill what the Lord has called you to do, which is to proclaim the gospel and even the Great Commission itself.
Yeah.
So, parang I think yung social media is that kind of that world na we
Mm.
have to be a part of, na medyo, alam ko, medyo critical yung ibang mga ating mga brothers doon, no, theologically speaking.
Mm.
But it's something that we need to explore. It's something
Yeah.
that we need to work together.
Mm.
Alam ko, social media, yun nga eh, parang ang dami-dami ng mga bad influences that we can see in that. But that's their world now. And
Mm.
we must go into that part. Kasi I think may magandang book yung Meta Vista ata. I just bought it sa bookstore.
Mm.
Maganda yung the way yung theme ng book is Meta Vista, is looking at the world in social media. And evangelicals were the first talaga to immerse themselves sa world ng social media. Nung nagsa-start pa lang yung Facebook, talaga mga evangelicals were the first ones.
Mm.
And if sa mga viewers natin, if you're in a specific theological persuasion or camp, maybe it's time for you to also consider yung ating mga ginagawa sa online world, even especially social media. Um, we need to be also influencers, quote unquote, in terms of how we live our life in social media.
Mm.
Yan. Pero of course, we don't compromise sa mga ginagawa nila. Like, sinabi na ganito, dapat ganito din tayo. Or may nag-post na medyo triggering to us, hindi dapat mag-retaliate tayo.
Oo.
Uh, it wouldn't help. Hindi makakatulong on how they see Christians, on how they respond to things.
Mm.
Actually, marami pa nga nagsasabi, Catholic priests are much more mature in dealing with things compared to pastors, which is a sad reality na nakikita natin. Mas maano daw yung temperament ng pastors compared to priests. Very aggressive.
Oo.
So, yeah, I think maganda yung sinabi mo na we have to look in our context. Na I think that's the second part. Na
Mm.
yeah, as much as we appreciate like ministries online na-observe ko like 9 Marks or Desiring God, Ligonier, yung mga ganyan na stuffs na we can use in our churches. But also let's look at those platforms that we can also use in our context. And I think ang mga forerunners yan are the Langham scholars. Sa
Mm.
Langham, karamihan sa kanila yung na-publish nilang book na Ama Namin,
Yeah.
yung latest release. It's basically teaching us on the Lord's Prayer in a Filipino perspective na
Yeah.
pwede nating tignan, pwede nating ni-explore, pwede nating igawing content, whatever, na could have, that a Filipino can relate to.
Mm.
Yun.
Yeah. Maganda yung sinabi mo kanina about sa Jeremiah. And I'm gonna latch on to that kasi kakatapos ko lang sa Jeremiah dun sa quiet time ko. And one of
Yeah.
yung parang na-observe ko nga dun sa in that entire book is ano ba yung lamang ni ano or what is the difference between si Jeremiah and yung false prophets during that time? Yung mga false prophets during that time, parang they were just telling yung mga kings ano yung gusto nila marinig. Which is parang na mananalo sila sa gera, they're gonna
Yeah.
defeat their enemies. And then si Jeremiah, ang lungkot nung message niya eh. Kasi yun yung message na na-receive niya kay God. It's the truth eh. Na Judah is gonna experience judgment
Yeah.
and then they have to surrender.
Oo.
Kailangan nila mag-surrender sa Babylon.
Mm.
And what's interesting is doon pinakita ni God yung kanyang faithfulness sa
Yeah.
letter na pinakita niya na the way He's gonna show His faithfulness sa ano sa Israel at this time is yung parating niyang sinasabi doon is bibigay niya
Yeah.
yung life as their crown
Yeah.
na parang
Yeah.
yung crown nila of victory is na mabubuhay sila.
Yeah.
Na they're gonna be alive and then they're gonna live in Babylon as
Yeah.
sila yung exile pero buhay sila and
As if parang yun kanila yun, yung territory.
yeah. So basically they're in a way parang enslaved sila pero they still have yung promise ni God nga na yun yung magki-carry sa kanya. And I think in a lot of ways ganun rin sa life when we're living in
Yeah.
the world. And the reason na parang important siya to take note of kasi sometimes nga I think yung problem rin sa social which leads us rin siguro sa second question.
Yeah, I was also
Um,
going to say that.
Oo. Dapat yata ask mo na yung second question. So,
Sige.
basahin ko yung second question.
Go.
So, Brother Aaron, ano ang mga
Mhm.
benefits kapag nasa social media ang mga Christians? Ano naman ang mga dangers na kailangan iwasan habang ang mga Christians ay gumagamit ng social media?
Yan. Ano mga benefits kapag na social media? I think
Mm.
one of the benefits is that ayun nga na we have the world, yung free world to share the gospel, right?
Mm.
The free world to express in a sense, no? Parang our faith, no?
Yeah.
Like yun nga kagaya ng mga na-mention ko earlier na ministries and nagbibigay ng free resources, ganyan. And of course, our testimony as well. I think maraming nakakalimutan yung history ng Facebook it's like Friendster on steroids. Kung lagi ko
Oo.
mini-mention na parang ano siya it's your wall, it's your profile. So whatever you share, that's you. Na parang that's who you are. And that's one of the great benefits. Lately lang siguro kasi nga I think is part na din siya sa parang parameter ng dangers is yung mga nangyayari sa social media like mga privacy issues
Yeah,
ganyan
yeah.
or censor
Mm.
yun but the benefits is you can still share it. Yung mga dangers naman ayun nga na we might say things that okay lang naman if you get censored and then kasi minsan 'di ba may mga ganun times na may nasabi ka lang is biglang, "Oh, bakit ako mase-censor? Wala naman akong sinabing mali." Of course, it's not hindi naman siya part ng persecution 'no. But, I think yung part na yung mga dangers na kailangang iwasan ay yung mga kunwari on how we respond to a certain political issue. How do we interpret that? Kasi I know a lot of excuse me, mga pastors that, who would sa mga stories nila, of course, they would not post it on Facebook na. So, ang gagawin nila, they would post it on stories on their opinions. They would express on how they feel about a certain political issue. And then, negative pa yung masasabihin. And then may biases and all that.
Yeah.
Again, it's you're free to express kung ano ba yung gusto mo. But of course, you have to think also kung ano ba yung magiging tingin ng non-Christian sa'yo. It's also the same thing as drinking or smoking. Wala naman sinabi na bawal, but ang sabi lang naman sa Bible about being drunk the drinking is being drunk.
Mm.
But I think it's more than just yung getting drunk. It's how you be responsible with your body and of course, responsible also in your actions.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
Kaya may mga maraming dangers actually like yun nga,
Mm.
being persecuted sa ganyang bagay
Mm.
na hindi naman kailangan.
Yeah.
Habang Christian ay gumagamit ng social media. Isa pa I think is yung mga nagpaparinig.
Mm.
I think that's a danger na parang for example, may theological disagreement ka with someone and then magpaparinig ka pero it's plain obvious who you're talking about.
Mm.
So, hindi siya nakakatulong.
Yeah.
Hindi siya nakakatulong on how do we see the Christian faith can work together beyond disagreements.
It's like it can be used no to parang damage yung reputation
Yeah.
or to attack ganyan.
Yes.
Mm.
And don't I think siguro a word of caution. Wag mong iisipin na if sinabi mo yon, you prove yourself right, you come clean. Actually, madadamay ka din.
Mm.
Kasi, for example, tinira mo yung person about infant baptism. For example only.
Mm.
Hindi lang naman yung taong yun parang kumbaga
Yung affected.
madi-discredit.
Mm.
Ikaw din eh. Hindi mo
Mm.
lang mapapansin because people won't say that to you.
Yeah. Mm.
Kasi, of course, di ba? Parang ano lang yun, just expressing your thoughts. Pero, when you personally talk to them, they would be affected the same time. Sabi nila, bakit yung mga Christians pinag-aawayan ba yung baptism?
Mm.
So, even if
Tama.
it's not directly to you, indirectly, they're saying something about that particular issue. Kaya nga, di ba, minsan when we talk to Christians maybe struggling, or yung mga di nag-church, or yung mga agnostic or atheist, they would ask something about the Christian life. Kasi narinig nila, nakikita nila from others na parang tinitira yung isa't isa.
Mm.
So, tuloy, hindi natin sila tinitira, pero tinitira natin mga kapwa Christians in order for them to prove, ay mali pala sila or mga ganito rin pala sila, yung mga katulad lang natin, parang di naman pala Christian.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
those are my thoughts.
Tama. Yung in terms of yung benefits, I think we can say a lot of things. A lot of people naman who are online, may internet presence or
Yeah.
consume stuff online can think of reasons bakit siya helpful. Pero I think it's more important to reflect on yung dangers rin eh. Ako, I can think of two off the top of my head. Number one, yung is a lot of these social media platforms are controlled. Diba?
Yeah.
So,
Compared before,
yeah.
Hindi eh. Ngayon mas sensorized na niya, I
Yeah,
guess.
and hindi siya ano, hindi siya conspiracy theory, it's just a reality lang na
Yeah,
ano,
yeah, yeah.
na parang like for example, like when I scroll sa Facebook ko, I can try again and again to choose yung pindutin ko yung tatlong dots dun sa corner and say na parang see less of this. Tapos ulit-ulit ko siyang
Yeah.
gagawin pero lalabas pa rin
Oo.
sa susunod. 'Di ba?
'Di
Like kahit
ba?
ano, like you can control what's gonna go there, hindi ka yun, parang wala kang sovereignty. There's someone else who is sovereign na that's deciding kung ano yung mga posts na makikita mo
Oo.
sa Facebook mo.
Kung ano yung papasa o hindi.
Oo. Pwedeng si Mark Zuckerberg yan. Pwedeng ano yan, it's the algorithm na nagde-decide. And it's not just sa ano, it's not just sa Facebook, pati sa YouTube. Di ba? Pag nag-scroll tayo sa
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube, like
Yeah.
ano yung video na makikita mo next? It's the algorithm that's
Mm.
deciding, di ba? Like based sa mga naparod mo before. So yung effect nun
Yeah.
is either someone is controlling your mind o kaya an algorithm is controlling your mind or this kumbaga yung ideas na pinanghawakan mo na before is just being reinforced again and again based on yung
Yeah.
mga preferences mo na na ina-analyze ng algorithm tapos sinasabi niya ay ito mahilig to sa Calvinist theology so pakitaan natin
Yeah.
ng maraming Calvinist theology or ito
Mm.
mahilig to sa ano sa Molinist theology so puro William Lane Craig yung lalabas
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sa
yeah.
feed niya, 'di ba? So every position that you hold will be reinforced again and again by yung presence mo nga sa online, sa social media.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
which is in a way it's not there's nothing naman super wrong about that pero ang problem is yun nga yung conflict na mas na-aggravate. Imbes na
Yeah.
makita mo yung wisdom or yung beauty ng we can say na they're wrong like someone from a different theological tribe iba yung position nila on baptism sabihin natin mali sila pero hindi natin ma-appreciate yung beauty ng view nila
Yeah.
na meron silang reasons meron silang parang deep heart convictions na pinanghawakan kaya yun yung theological position nila hindi natin
Yeah.
ma-appreciate kasi anti tayo dun eh. And then all of the videos na pinapanood natin anti dun eh. 'Di ba?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think yun yung isang challenge na sometimes mas nag-divide tayo rather than itong online platform is helping us unite, helping us meet
Yeah.
each other. Mas
Yeah.
nadi-divide tayo kasi we're not critical sa pag-iisip natin. So that's one thing na
Yeah.
iisip ko. I think one point lang namin na-combine ko na sa isa. So it's yung
Yeah.
conflict and yung ideas nga that's being controlled na pumapasok sa mind natin. Yun I think
Yeah.
yung major danger para sa akin
Yeah.
sa social media. I
I
think
think
sige
also
bro.
sige, sige. Ano yun? Sige, ano yun?
I
Third
was
na?
gonna move sa third pero share mo
Sige,
muna
sige.
yung thought mo.
Okay. I think yung uh I think you're right, no? Conflict in ideas that social media is handing out to us. Pero minsan tayo pa yung contribute negatively on that na parang oo nga nagbibigay na nga ng ganitong ideas, ito na nagbibigay na yung content or algorithm ng social media. Tapos they see Christians na mas lalo silang trigger
Mm.
to do stuff. And like for example, mga theological issues or yung mga ganyan, 'di ba? Example, lumalabas sa content mo yung baptism, lumalabas yung church government, ganyan.
Mm.
Tapos makita mo yung isang friend mo nag-post ng ganito. So mas lalo trigger. So kahit na sabihin nating we we are parang may good intentions tayo to post yung mga quotes whatever, we need to also to be mindful na people would respond kasi iba-iba naman ang timeline ng buhay ng ibang tao eh. At
Mm.
iba-iba din on how they interpret things. So you have
Yeah.
to be prepared on the person, kung anong comment ng person or kung ano
Mm.
yung sasabihin nila about you or that particular situation.
Yeah.
And sa mga nanonood, unity is still a good picture to show to people about God's redemptive plan.
Mm.
Hindi siya dapat maging hindrance for us to see it that na parang na parang negative. Kasi ang
Yeah.
ginagawa ng iba, 'di ba ano 'yun? Parang doctrine divides, ano yun? Kalimutan ko yung quote na 'yun. Something unites and doctrine divides. I forgot.
Mm.
Pero totoo naman that we would have disagreements. But I
Oo.
think yung church history would serve us as a lesson na it doesn't really have to be in that point na magpapatayan tayo, or
Mm.
we would place the H word, heresy agad, or anathema to one another so easily. Still the grand plan of God is to unite all nations, to unite all his people to his own. Yan nga, kaya nga he would come soon, is to to glue all things together. And
Yeah.
if we say that a church is the heaven on earth, no, sabi sa Lord's Prayer, dapat napakita din natin sa kanila, even in social media. So it's a great challenge, especially we're facing a generation na who's into that.
Yeah.
Nagulat nga ako, bumalik si Taylor Swift eh. It's all algorithm. Wala naman siyang ginawa eh, actually eh. It's all algorithm na parang they just use whatever means that they have. And merong fans that would trigger your minds to listen to Taylor Swift. It's the same thing.
Mm. Which leads us to the last question, Bro Aaron.
Oo nga eh.
Meron ka bang wisdom na maibabahagi sa ating audience? Paano gagamitin ng tama ang social media?
Oh, wisdom, may babahagi.
Mm.
Um,
Konyo na malalim na Tagalog eh. Ewan ko pa.
Oo nga eh. I think sa Book of James ba yun? Yung slow to speak and slow to
Yeah.
anger. Tama ba? Book of James, right?
Book of James.
I forgot the passage, no? But we must be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. No, that's not a proverb that's for the past. It's also for the present and the future. The Lord has given us the Holy Spirit on how to respond and even to post something on Facebook or Instagram or X. Kasi ang ginagawa ng iba, pupunta sila sa yung mas hindi napapansin ng platform, and then they would express themselves there. Parang that's their true identity. Yun na yung wave ngayon eh. Ayaw na nila sa Facebook kasi nga masyadong maingay. So mag-Instagram sila. Gagawin nila sa stories. Tapos close friends. Eh pag dumami, lilipat sa X. So parang lumilipat lang sila sa kung ano, different nests to reveal their true selves. So we must be careful also on how we do it. Kasi minsan, yung pala nga, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So out of the heart, the social media would reveal your heart. We must be careful on that. So we have to be quick to listen. Tama naman. Kung ano man yung nangyayari sa social media, we must be updated. Slow to speak, we have to ask the Lord for wisdom. No? The Lord, if we're Christians, yung accessibility ni God in the heavenly places for us to ask is widely available. Hindi lang siya open for repentance and forgiveness, but also for inquiries such as this. No, para ano ba yung mga kailangan i-post. And quick to speak, slow to listen, and slow to anger. Let's not retaliate agad. It's okay not to respond at times. Sabi nga ng ninong mentor ko, si Dr. Rolex, sabi niya na little knowledge is dangerous. So even how we post, how we respond, pag-isipan mo mabuti. Kasi nga, again, people would respond to that. And if they respond to that, you have to be prepared to answer. And yung sinabi sa, I forgot what passage, yung main theme verse ng apologetics lagi, di ba? Nakalimutan ko na parang
1 Peter 3:15.
1 Peter, yeah, tama. 1 Peter 15, na we have to be prepared when someone asks us a question, di ba? So, hindi lang siya yung main verse ng apologetics eh. It's also keeping ourselves to respond on how we must respond through God's guidance through His Word. Hindi yung sariling opinion natin. Of course, we can share our opinions and thoughts. But always remember to anchor yourself sa Word of God. No, kung ano ba talaga dapat. No, di naman specifically sinabi ng Bible about Facebook and everything. But the root of it all, the Bible has answers for that. So if you want to look for the root of it all, then go to the Word. And then the Lord through His Spirit would reveal it to you. Ano yung dapat mong sasabihin?
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Bro Aaron. Dami mong na-share ng mga insights. Ako, for me, prepared. Parang hindi isang oras lang yung preparation.
Oo, wala. Game.
Game na agad. Yung isa kong naiisip talaga na, although I might be saying this kasi millennial ako. Pero for me personally, if you can live without social media, or I think yun na yung words of wisdom ko. Hindi mo talaga siya kailangan. You can live
2
life.
months ako wala sa Facebook.
Ayun nga eh, di ba? Like, someone like you, di ba? And other people, 'di ba? Like we know some people na never sila nag-Facebook or they had
Yeah.
Facebook, nag-delete sila ng Facebook and then they don't need to go back. And
Iba for entertainment lang yung iba,
oo,
yung Facebook.
yun, for entertainment. Pero I think ano like sometimes kasi we think na we have to go there or kailangan natin
Yeah.
mabuhay dun. When in reality, hindi naman siya requirement and it
Mhm.
would protect us from things na or siguro if, it depends from person to person. Some people hindi naman issue. Other people it's an issue. Pero ano ba yung sinabi ni Christ, 'di ba? If your right
Mhm.
hand causes you to sin, cut it
Yeah.
off, 'di ba? So
Yeah.
there are things na in life that if we want to really seek yung purity, yung holiness, yung faith, yung all of these spiritual blessings na makukuha
Mhm.
natin from God. A lot of
Yeah.
the spiritual blessings hindi natin makukuha unless we're gonna use severe action Or kumbaga we should
Yeah.
at least be willing to use yung severe means of na yung nga puputulin yung kamay. I'm not saying na magpuputol talaga ng kamay. Even si Jesus Christ like if he means na pag tinanggal mo yung isa mong mata na if your right eye causes you to sin kasi you're looking at a woman lustfully, sinabi ni Christ, cut off your right eye. Alam naman ni Christ na if you can see the sinful image with your
Yeah.
left eye as clearly as the right eye, di ba?
Yeah.
So, hindi niya ibig
Yeah.
sabihin na literal na you're gonna remove the eye, di ba? Pero yung point ni Christ is if it costs you your eye, it's better to go uh, to heaven and be with God with just one eye than to go to hell with both your
Yeah.
eyes. Yun yung point.
Yeah.
So, if,
If you can live without it, then go.
yeah, and,
Yeah, I mean, centuries, wala namang social media sa centuries then they live
mm,
normally as human beings.
that's true. Although, syempre, some Gen Z folks might argue rin na iba na yung mundo ngayon, which I
Yeah.
get naman completely.
I think dun
Very
yung
different world.
papasok yung church. Na
Mm-mm.
parang there's a group of people physically enjoying themselves, worshiping God, na may
Mm-mm.
ganito palang klaseng community. Then I think the church is a great start. And parenting,
Mm-mm.
importante talaga yung parents are always visible and
Yeah.
tangible so that
Mm-mm.
children can see na parang, oh, there's a world beyond on my screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think for me talagang connection talaga. Like
Yeah.
yun nga church being involved in the local church sobrang important talaga.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, sometimes it's difficult kasi it's difficult to find yung okay na church Na-preach mo to last
Yun
time
nga.
sa ano namin sa Tagdi service
Oo.
namin Parang
Oo nga.
it's
Oo.
sometimes it's hard to find those kinds of churches, no?
Another topic yun.
Oh, another topic. Pero
Oo.
ang masasabi ko lang is if it's difficult to find those kinds of churches na talagang nagmamahalan, may paki sa bawat
Yeah.
isa na which is the original design naman ni God para sa church.
That's true.
If it's difficult to find that kind of church, then lahat tayo may responsibility dun So
Yeah,
even as a
yun nga.
church member, you can start that culture dun sa local
Yes.
church. All right.
Aha.
Thank you, Brother Aaron.
Right.
Mukhang wala na
Thank
tayong
you.
time. Next time
Oo.
ulit.
Sige, sige.
Sige, see you, bro. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye.